didn't care. Here's another secret to success. And I want everybody to really understand what I'm breaking down now.
Okay.
Most people are so skeptical is they trick themselves right out of success for their own skepticism. Most people have so much distrust in themselves that they distrust other people who haven't given them a reason to.
Oh, shit. It's true though. That's 1,000% true though. So you look in that mirror and don't trust yourself, so you don't trust the person.
Right.
That's crazy.
So why don't more people have coaches and mentors and this and that? And I've had guys who message me like, okay, I want to get your program and this and that. I mean, is this legit? I'm like, so you message me about my program and you're gonna ask me if I'm legit?
Because of the stigma that all these other scam folks.
Right. So here's the thing: people who are afraid of scams scam themselves.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
And what do I mean? Scam themselves.
Plenty of times.
They're still scared about money. They're still scared about making it. They're still scared about mentors. That they have a thought process within them. It's on them. It's not the person that you're looking at and talking to. See, people look at the internet and this and that, or everybody being, everybody's trying to sell something and this and that. No, that's an insecurity in you. You should be trying to sell something on the internet. The most rich people walking planet Earth sell shit on the internet.
Right.
Why aren't you selling something on the internet? Damn. How you gonna reach an unlimited amount of customers if you're not selling something on the internet? How stupid are people, bro? So anybody who's marketing something online or a course or a mentorship or this and that are the smartest people walking planet Earth. If I had a storefront in Atlanta, Georgia on Bankhead Highway, I'm only making money on Bankhead Highway.
Correct.
Took the roof off, no ceilings. Gotta know. Took my heart out, no feelings. Gotta know. Took the brakes off, no limits. Now I got the ball, I'ma travel, no pivot. Listen, tell me how you feel, cause I ain't got forever. Pick a side, run with God or hide with the devil. No example how to live, me myself a rebel. Been missing pieces to the puzzle, still coming together.
Here's we got Alex Enman here. This is our first interview here in the studio, man. And I could not get I couldn't be happier to have him here, man. You seen him online, I know you seen him online, man. He probably seen him with Andrew Tate. You probably seen him with FEENYX, man, on his show. Y'all know of Rich and Unemployed, yeah. So go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What's up, everybody? Alex Enman out of Atlanta, Georgia. I wouldn't say I'm a serial entrepreneur because I failed in most of the businesses I started. So, I mean,
he said,
we're just gonna be real.
Yeah.
A lot of the businesses I started, I didn't have major success in them, but I just didn't stop.
Okay.
So that's how I got here. I am a very persistent person. So my persistence allowed me to be able to succeed in business. And I think that's a big misconception. People think that you have to be a good business person. No, you need to be a person who doesn't stop until they learn business.
Getting told no. Like you need to just get that. That's you. Get told.
Yeah.
You take 9 no's to get that one yes.
Right. I was just extremely persistent because, most people, they don't have a business background. They don't understand sales, marketing, etc. So I just had to go through a journey of learning that until it started to work. And for me, I talk about it all the time. I was just very delusional. I just really, really believed that success was for me. I think that's the number one thing for most people. Most people don't think success is for them. I knew it was for me. I just knew it. I said, you know what? I'm going to be rich and famous. I don't know how. I don't know how I'm going to do it. So I started projecting those type of emotions years ago, like when I was in college. I used to make jewelry. I used to have like fake jewelry I would make.
Okay.
I would put glitter on the jewelry, and I was like, I'm a superstar. People who know me back in my college days, they know exactly what I'm talking about. I used to paint my Air Force Ones. I used to paint my Jordans. I used to spray paint my shirts. If you know anything about back in the day with the spray paint shirts, I used to wear the throwback jerseys. Bro, I was a star in my mind.
That's it. That's what you got to be. Yeah. And I like that you even said you got to be delusional, man. Because I was just talking about it. You got to be delusional. And I said, I was looking at everybody. I said, we all think we the shit, man.
Right.
I'm
you
like,
have to.
You got to.
You have to. It's funny. I was doing a story about 2 or 3 days ago. And on the story that I made, I said, the number one reason why a majority of you watching this aren't farther in life is because you don't believe you more than what you are. Most people don't understand that in order for you to go out and do something big, you have to believe you are more than what you are. Because if you don't believe you're more than what you are, you're not going to take the actions to become a person who has more.
Okay, now what you just said, you have to believe it. Okay, so for the people who don't even believe in God, you know what I mean, believe in like that they are created people, you know, on this earth, like they just think afterlife is over with. I feel like how can you get that into them? Because if you don't even believe that there's something bigger than this right here, then that's kind of the same thing you saying as far as you can't even believe you're bigger than what you know what I mean? Like being delusional with it. Like, cause I say faith is damn near delusion. Right. It's delusion because you can't see it. It's not a tangible thing.
Right. But the thing is faith and fear is the exact same definition. Okay. But most people use fear instead of faith. So if you think about the word faith is evidence of things hoped for. What's the definition of faith? I don't even know the definition. I just know how it works.
It's definitely a belief.
Right. Yeah. So it's something that you believe that's going to happen that's in a positive form, but it hasn't happened yet. Okay. So if you believe you're going to start this business and make money, well, that's faith. It's because right now you have nothing. You're at zero. Right. But you're going to go start this business believing it's going to work. But you also can use fear. You can be like, man, I start this business. If I take my money and invest it, it may not work. I may lose my money. That's fear. But here's the thing. They both haven't happened yet. They both haven't happened yet. So So it hasn't worked and it hasn't not worked. Okay. So what most people do is they use fear instead of faith. It's like, damn, well, if I go start this business, you know, I may lose money. I may lose time. I may have to work on the weekends and this and that. Da, 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 da. There's a million reasons people use fear, but they also gonna be like, man, if I start this business, you know, what if I start making an extra $500 a month? You know, that can pay my car note. And let's say it takes me 6 months to a year to start making $500 a month. Well, a year's coming anyway. Right. It's coming anyway. So in a year, I can have an extra $500, you know, coming into the household. That's faith. It's the same scenario. They both haven't happened yet. So most people go about things using fear instead of faith. This is why most people aren't farther in life. Okay. It's because in order to get a result, there's a sequence, okay? So in order to get a result, an action has to be done. Correct. In order for you to make an action, you got to think about doing that action first. So first comes the thoughts, then you actually do, then you get a result. So for instance, let's say I want to take off my shoe. I'm thinking about taking off my shoe, and then I reach down to take off my shoe, and now my shoes is off. The results is my shoes is off. The actions is I grabbed down and I took it off. So this is what most people don't understand. Where you want to be in life is a direct reflection of your thoughts. Because when you start to think it first, then you start to put the actions in, and then the actions start to materialize. So for most people, their thoughts are fucked up. They're negative. This is why if a person goes to my page, it's all about positivity. It's all about mindset. It's all about working out. It's all about positivity, mindset, working out, positivity, mindset, working out. It's because I show people, most people will come to my Instagram page and be like, okay, well, this dude seems like he's pretty successful and this and that, da, da, da. But I show why. Yeah. I talk about it. I talk about it. I talk about mindset. I talk about reading. I talk about getting around mentors. I talk about feeding your brain with books, mentors, seminars, audios.
Literally every post.
Every result that you have in life is started with a thought first. And that thought turned into an action, and then that action turns into a result. What most people don't understand is the results for where you want to be in life aren't as quick as me taking off my shoe. Right. See, that's instant. I can think about it, take off my shoe, now my shoe's off. Yeah. But let's say you want to make $100,000 in a year in a business. Well, it ain't gonna be today.
Yeah.
It may be a year from now. Yeah. It may be 3 years from now. Yeah. But the thing is it's no different from me taking my shoe off. It's because it'll happen, but you got to put the actions in. The actions are a little longer. And most people don't understand is everything that happens in this world right now is built on a natural system. And what I mean a natural system is no different from the trees outside. When you if you look at a tree, you plant a seed in the ground, it has to be watered, cultivated, and it has to get sunshine. Well, if we know without a shadow of a doubt, everybody walking planet Earth, that nature is a natural system. Everybody understands nature, right?
Correct.
You understand that if you plant a seed and it'll grow into a tree, and you know it's gonna take a couple years and grow into that tree, right?
Yeah, get some sun, get some rain.
Why don't people think the same thing about their life and business? Why don't they think that about their body? Why don't they think that about their business? Why don't they think that about their dream life? Is that people want the result. They want it to be quicker than they deserve it to be.
They don't want to do the work.
It's not that they don't want to do the work. A lot of people will do the work, but most people they're not excited about the timeline with things, because the timeline is not on our time. So if I were to plant a garden right now, I don't know when that garden is gonna grow up. I know it's gonna get there, but I don't know when it's actually gonna grow into a garden.
Was there ever a time? Because I know you did. So you telling me? Because you said when you was young, you knew you was gonna be rich and famous.
I knew it, bro.
Was there ever a time you did not believe that, to where you had to be delusional, or you already had it?
Absolutely. So there wasn't times. There were moments.
Okay.
And the only time I didn't believe was in down moments. I used to think that I was having a bad life, or I was inflicting too much pain on myself with this entrepreneur thing, was because years into my entrepreneur journey, like I knew I couldn't turn back. And what I mean is I couldn't turn back is like, if you've been an entrepreneur for 6 years, 7 years, it's like, well, what you gonna do? Go get a job when the business is not working?
Right.
It's like I didn't know how to. I was so deep in the game of being an entrepreneur, of earning money from my efforts, that on those down moments, and I remember the down moments specifically. 2018 was I had some down weeks. 2015 I had some down weeks. 2014 I had some down weeks. Like, I remember those certain points in my life, because it was just, I was working the business and I just wasn't making money.
Yeah.
I just wasn't making money.
So you was doing the work, but
I was doing the work, but I just wasn't making money. But also my mindset was off, because maybe I had some bad habits. Maybe I shouldn't have been drinking like I was drinking. Maybe I shouldn't have been fucking off with females like I was fucking off. When I think about those moments and I go back in time, I was like, well, why wasn't it working at that time? Well, I can think about some stuff that I was doing outside the business that affected it. Now I'm on the outside looking in. It's like, people don't understand is that you got to look at every aspect of who you are when you're trying to build yourself. See, people be like, okay, I'm working a business and not working, but yeah, you also ain't working either. You're negative. So you're trying to get something to work and you're negative. You're trying to get something to work and you got this vice here, or you spending your money on this, or you doing that, you doing this, you doing that. All these things that may not get that seed to grow. If I plant a seed, but I ain't watering the seed, but I'm talking shit about the seed, I'm like, bro, it's not getting water, bro.
They say the vice is the master. They say a man is all his vices are his masters, and you can't serve
two masters.
You can't do two masters. So I don't care what it is. You can literally try to. You can work hard over here, but like you said, if you just start drinking or you chasing girls a little too, that is a vice, and that is a gate. You know, that's a window open, and it ain't secure. You can that can take you so far back, you know, by just not cutting that off and just treating that one little thing right. Even though you're doing everything else right, this little one thing, it's like in a car, the go. But if you ain't got, what is it, antifreeze, the cool to hit, like you can have the fastest car, all that stuff to go in the destination, but it's one little thing that you forgot to do, and is pour that damn antifreeze in that car, or your shit gonna overheat. You can't go nowhere.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I like that point.
Right,
man.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you said okay, so 2014, 2015, 2018, these was dark times for you. And were you in Atlanta, or was you down?
Man, I was spread out all over the country, because each year I was launching a business.
Okay.
You know, 2015, I launched a business in Mobile, Alabama. 2018, I launched a business in Nashville, Tennessee. 2014, I launched a business in Melville, New York.
Now, what type of businesses was those?
So this was a marketing firm. So I had a contract with a marketing company to be able to sell AT&T products.
Got you.
So basically, I had a contract with AT&T to be able to sell their TV, internet, and phone. So I was a distributor for AT&T.
Gotcha.
So the thing about AT&T is they're in all 50 states, right? So I was going to these different cities, launching and pretty much bringing them new customers, and they'll pay us a commission on every sale.
Okay, so you were like a third-party store.
Exactly.
Third party. See, I worked at T-Mobile about 5-6 years, man.
Right.
Well, hold on, I worked at T-Mobile 4 years and Sprint 2 years.
Right.
So yeah, I know the game, man. Them third-party stores, they be they can anybody can own them.
Anybody can own them.
This ain't corporate. Yeah, you can't.
It ain't corporate.
You can't come. They don't do the same things we used to do. But yeah, okay. So you did that. And what made you get into real estate? When did that light bulb go off in your head?
Man, it was something I stumbled upon, but I don't even think I stumbled upon it. I think it was something that is just a part of my story for me to get to where I was trying to go. So I was living in Nashville, Tennessee, and I had moved to Nashville, Tennessee because I had launched another business with AT&T selling their products. So I was out there in Nashville, and I was struggling, man. I was struggling. I had came from Macon, Georgia, little old town in South Georgia, to where we crushed it. We did a great job. I think I did almost $700,000 in sales in little old Macon, Georgia.
What, in a year?
In a year? No, literally in like 10 months. Oh, so we was crushing it in Macon, Georgia. We was selling AT&T, DirecTV like hotcakes, and they came to me to give me an opportunity. But when I got there, I was like, I'm failing. So they came to me like, listen, we got an opportunity in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm like, bet, run it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to Nashville, Tennessee. It's way better than Macon, Georgia. Yeah. So I'm going to Nashville, Tennessee, and it just went on a decline. Like everything just went down.
Now, was that because it was just a much bigger market and a lot more options?
It was just that I just had to learn that market in that area. Okay. But I didn't stick in it long enough for me to learn that area. I could have stayed and stuck in it, but by that time I was in the business 7 years.
So let me ask you this: when do you quit? Like, when do you decide, like, okay, I need to quit this and go do something else? Because I'm a big person on failure. Like, I like to try a lot of, because I'm like, I can do good at this, but what if I'm great at something else?
That's a great question, because there is a difference between quitting and pivoting.
Okay.
There's a big difference.
Thought you was going to say giving up, but okay.
Right. So I could have stayed in that business. I could have kept going to that business. But I necessarily didn't leave because the business wasn't working. Because I was already in the business for 7 years. Right. That was like my third or fourth time starting over. Okay. So I could have stayed there, but I started asking myself some important questions. I was like, I don't want to be like the people that are over me.
That's a wake up.
That was one of the main things. I was like, I don't want to be like the people that are coaching and mentoring me. And it wasn't that they were bad people. It's just that I just didn't want to be like them.
Man, that's so powerful.
And if I would have stayed on that trajectory, that's who I would have ended up like. And it's not that I would have just ended up like them because
you would have been successful.
I would have been successful, but I felt like in that environment, and my guy Adam knows, he's right there. I felt like in that environment, I felt like they compressed a lot of the success that people could have had as far as how you should do things, what you should do with your money and this and that, da-da-da. Like, bro, I wanted 30 cars, bro. Yeah. I wanted the nice condo, this, that, da-da-da. And I was like, in this business here, I don't control everything in this business. But I didn't even get that far. I'm kind of thinking about it now, looking on hindsight. But when I was there, I was like, man, I don't want to be like none of the people that are over me. And I got to make a decision. Yeah. So am I quitting or do I need to pivot? Because worst case scenario, I can always go back. Right. That was in the back of my mind. I was like, if I just fail and go to zero and I'm just at zero and I've tried everything under the sun, I can literally, they would take me back in a heartbeat because I was a great sales guy.
Yep.
And I was very coachable, and I knew I can go in any office in America and start over. So I pivoted. I said, you know what? I'm going to take everything that I learned and I'm going to pivot. So here it is in Nashville, Tennessee. I never forget when I moved there, a girl I knew, she said, Alex, stop spending all this money on hotels and go get an Airbnb. I was like, what's that? She was like, well, basically you're renting other people's houses. So I was like, all right. I downloaded the app and I got an Airbnb for me and because I had staff.
Okay. All
the staff, I got an Airbnb for all of us. And I was like, man, this is pretty cool. Like we had a house that we were staying in.
Yeah.
It was like 7 of us. And I was like, okay. And I never forget looking at how much I paid for like 3 nights. I paid like $1,000 for 3 nights. And I was like, I don't think the rent for this place is $1,000 for 3 nights.
Gotcha.
It's probably like $1,500, $1,700 a month at most. And I ended up finding out how much the place was renting for. It was $1,400. I paid $1,000 for 3 nights. I'm like, this lady making money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a very curious person. I said, I never forget. I called the host.
Yeah.
The Airbnb host. Most people never done this. I called the Airbnb host. I said, I ain't trying to get in your business or nothing like that, but you know, how much you making doing this? Da, da, da. She's like, I'm making like $300,000 a year. I said, how many of these do you have? She said, I got about 30 of these. I said, okay, that's all I need to know. I never forget. I started putting money to the side that year. This is 2018. I started putting money to the side.
Okay.
And when I had about $10,000 saved, I got an Airbnb in that same building.
Okay.
I went and got an Airbnb in the same building.
Okay, so you went and rented out and just was subleasing basically.
Basically.
Got you. All right.
Basically.
Gotcha.
So basically, I started subleasing it out and it started working. I started getting bookings.
Mm-hmm.
And I started being profitable right away. So I took the profits and I went and got another one. So I had 2 Airbnbs that was making money. This was November 2018. So I was like, this is the time.
2018 was a dark time for you at some point in time. And it must have been earlier in the year.
No, all that was hard. It's because I still was running my business, but it was just me. I didn't have no staff, no nothing. Like everything was shut down. Everything had came crashing down. It was just me.
Right.
It was just me. So I had these little Airbnbs working now. So I was like, all right, you know what? January 1st, I'm gonna go full time. So I never forget, I let everybody know. And January 1st, 2019, I went full time. So I just went and started taking my profits. I just started picking up all these Airbnbs in Nashville, Tennessee. Just picking up Airbnbs. And a friend of mine who was in the business, the previous business, he said, Alex, man, I see you online talking about these Airbnbs, man. I would love to learn about it. I was like, absolutely, because he was a great friend to me all those years in the business. So he was like, I would love for you to tell me about it. So I said, okay, no problem, man. I'll drive down to Savannah. I was in Nashville. I drove down to Savannah to sit down with him for 2-3 hours to tell him about Airbnb. Little did I know is I thought I was going down there to tell him about an opportunity. But in hindsight, I was going down there to find out about the opportunity that was going to change my life.
See how that work? Yeah, you going down there to help him out. And you like, hold on, ain't nobody doing that down here. Is that how that happened? You was like, I'm about to take this market over.
This is what happened. I went down there and I met with the guy. His name's David. Great guy. I still know him to this day. And I started talking to David. Shout out David. So he started talking about this Airbnb. I started talking about Airbnb and the whole nine. And he said, oh yeah, I got a friend, man, that wants to come by and he wants to learn about this too. I said, no problem. So the friend came. We're at Starbucks. He sat down. We shook each other's hand. I said, hey man, what you do? He says, I do wholesaling. I was like, what's that?
Look at that. Look at that alley-oop.
I was like, what's that? And he was like, pretty much you flipping pieces of paper. Da, da, da. I was like, all right, no problem. Sound cool. And I just went back to talking about Airbnb and whatnot. Yeah. So I got up from there. I was getting ready to leave. And the guy, he was like, listen, man, I want to start one of these. If I ever have some questions, can I call you? I said, absolutely. Gave him my number. And I didn't think of nothing about wholesaling like ever again. 6 months went by. That guy called. He said, hey, man, I'm about to start an Airbnb. I said, no problem. What you need? He says, I got a couple questions. Answered all his questions. And after I answered all his questions for him, I said, hey, man, so tell me about that thing you do again. He's like, yeah, man, it's real simple. You pretty much find a property, you get it under contract, and you sell the contract to a fix and flipper. I was like, man, that sounds too good to be true. It got to be more to it than that.
It got to be cat.
He was like, nah, man, it's that simple. So I was like, all right, man, well, No problem. Listen, if you need anything, just hit me.
You still ain't jump on that.
I still ain't jump on it.
Oh man,
I still didn't jump on it, bro. This is the thing about opportunity, man. Opportunity, it goes to the person who's ready for it. Okay. Because I could have just completely ignored wholesaling, and you wouldn't be sitting right here me today. I wouldn't be right here today if I didn't do it. Ain't no telling where I'd be.
Right.
So
January. I like what you said though. You said opportunity. Hold on. You said opportunity. What you just say is only for the people who's ready for it.
Opportunity goes to the person who's ready.
Ready for it. Wow. Okay.
Because everybody has the ability to win at something. But if you don't take action on it and do it, it goes to the person who is ready.
Okay. I like that.
So opportunity has zero favoritism. Zero. It doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care if you homeless on the street. It doesn't care if you're a billionaire. It goes to the person who's ready for it. So January 2019 comes around. January 2019 comes around. I'm scrolling Facebook. This is why I take social media so serious now. Because a lot of us spend majority of our days on social media and don't even know it. Like, we spend a lot of time on social media. Like, if we just add up the hours over the years, it's like thousands of days, if not weeks, if not months, that we've actually spent time on this app. So this is why I take it serious now, and I'm using it to build a business in life.
Yep.
I'm scrolling Facebook, and I see a guy from the previous business that I know, because I still connect with a lot of those people, and he's walking these houses. And I'm like, oh, he looks like he's in real estate. He keeps walking his house. He keeps doing these lives. This is why putting out consistent content is key. What he taught me a lesson. He was putting out consistent content. Now, he probably wasn't thinking nothing of it, but he just kept putting out consistent content. So I was like, I messaged him. I said, hey man, let's connect. I see you keep walking these houses. He said, absolutely. We exchanged numbers, got on the phone. He said, Alex, what you doing now? I said, man, I'm doing Airbnb now, man. I'm crushing it. I made this much, 2019. This is January 2020 at this time.
Ooh,
so
okay.
I said, what you doing, man? He says, man, I'm doing wholesaling. I said,
him too.
Why I keep hearing about this wholesaling shit? Like, am I missing something?
Come on, it was calling you, bro. It was calling you.
Why I keep hearing about this? And he says, yeah, man, I already made $20,000 this month. I said, $20,000.
No lies told.
Like, I don't care who you are. $20,000 is a lot of money. And I wasn't making $20,000. I was making between 16 to 20, but I had all these expenses.
Right. So
my expenses was like over 50%. So I wasn't saving $20,000. So I said, $20,000. Wow. I said, hey man, what do I need to do? He says, well, you need to go in. You need to first just start taking action. And bro, this was on the phone call. And this is a very important thing most people need to understand. I made a decision on the phone call.
Okay.
Like, I didn't need to pray about it. I didn't need to think about it.
Shit, I'm doing it.
I didn't need to do all this hooping and hollering. I didn't need to ask God. I didn't need to check my finances. I didn't do any of that. I made a decision on that phone call that I was going to do it.
Yeah.
And this is what most people mess up. They say they're going to do something, but as soon as a circumstance or an event or an obstacle or anything comes their way, they deviate from the plan. I didn't deviate from the plan.
Ever.
I said on the phone call, I said, you made $20,000? He said, yeah. I said, got it. I'm going to make $60,000. It's because I thought I was better than him.
Yeah.
Because you need to think you better than everybody.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to him. We're still great friends to this day.
Yeah.
I was thinking in my head on the phone call. I said, bro, if you can make $20,000 doing this, bro, I just did times 3. I can make 60,000, 80,000 doing this. Now, I was just being arrogant, just throwing numbers out there, but I was actually being serious. I was saying this in my head. I said, what do I need to do? This is another thing where most people mess up. Most people don't listen. The number one reason why most people aren't successful is because they do not listen. Somebody will give them directions on how to do something, and they'll use their logic or what they think or what they feel to do something based on what was given to them.
Right.
So I'll tell you, hey, post this, and do this. well, I feel this way and I look stupid and this and that. I didn't ask you none of that. I said, do this, this, and this, and this. He told me to do something and I did it.
Damn.
On the phone call, he said, Alex, go watch my videos. Call you right back. Click, called him back 2 hours later. I said, hey, man, I watched all your videos.
That's the first test.
That's the first test.
The listening test.
There's another thing. Most of you aren't coachable.
Right.
The reason why most people aren't more successful and have more money because they simply ain't coachable. Well, what do I mean they ain't coachable? In order for you to be good at business or anything, you got to do a certain set of tasks and actions to be successful at that business. If you want to be a good basketball player, your coach is going to say you need to shoot this way, pass this way, dribble this way, do. You don't go out there doing it how you think. Correct. You do it how what's going to be successful.
Yes.
So most people, they just don't listen. And they think that because, well, I'm an adult and this man is telling me what to do, well, I have an ego, and why I'm, as an adult, am I listening to another adult? No, It doesn't matter. It's about what works. Most people don't understand you do what works, not how you feel. Most people go off of feelings. So for me, the great part, and I'm gonna back it up even further.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I believe I'm successful was because I did commission sales.
Agreed.
100% fact. And it's not because I was doing commission sales and I'm a good sales guy. It's the fact that I had to humble myself to listen to another man tell me what to do to be successful.
Yep.
We had to do that for what? 7 years? So me and my partner, we came from an environment to where it's like, okay, this is you, Alex. Come on down here. This is where you are. You're a zero.
Yeah.
Right now, you're a nobody. And we understood that.
Yeah.
We
understood. Swallow that pill. It's a hard pill to swallow.
It's a hard pill to swallow. So,
but it's healthy for
so
you.
One thing that we understood and we had to learn was chucking the ego out the window.
Yeah.
So from 12 years ago, I had to learn to bring myself all the way down because I don't know something. And this man right here, who I'm older than, is telling me what to do. Right.
It sound funny hearing it.
It sound funny, right?
Like, nah.
So I want you to think about it. A guy's 40 years old and he has a 25-year-old telling him what to do. Oh, just listen to this guy. That's the number one reason why most people ain't successful. It's because they don't know how to just bring themselves down, humble themselves, and not necessarily. I hate the word humble because humble is thinking low of oneself. You shouldn't think low of yourself. You should submit to the person that is teaching you on how to be successful.
I don't like humble either. Right. I say I'll ground myself, but humble is like an action. I'm humbling you.
Right.
And I'm like, that's never. I don't like saying, oh, I humbled myself, like, or because you never humble yourself.
Right.
Really, somebody's or something is humbling you.
Right.
You know, and it is like it's coming at you. Like I'm bringing you down to like, it's not, I looked up the definition. I sat on this definition. I said, listen, I don't think God want us. I said, God ain't humble. I said, and I'm like Kendrick Lamar, like God to tell you, don't have no other gods before me. And they're like, he ain't humble. I said, I made his image, but grounded. Yes. Being grounded and connected to the people that surround you and realize that we are, you know, we are together. We are, you know, one of the same, different, but of the same. You know what I mean? We all human. So I will ground myself. But when it's like they say humble yourself, I'm like, why would I do that?
Right.
Why would I humble myself?
Right.
And that might be arrogant, but
So we came from an environment to where we had to submit, swallow our pride and ego. Literally everybody in that office had to submit to the leaders in the office.
Got you.
And we did that for years and years and years and years to the point to where it's easy to me to submit to another man.
Yeah.
I don't have an ego.
Yeah.
I don't have no pride towards that. But most people do though.
But if you see the value in it now, you like,
right.
Oh man, you got, bro.
Right.
You
so
sit down.
The biggest issue with most people do though, there's people in my industry right now who see how I live, who see my lifestyle, who won't come to me and be like, Alex, teach me what you know. All because they got an ego.
Yeah, that's petty.
All because they got an ego. It's like, bro, I know how to do this wholesaling shit like the professionals. I'm in the top 1% of doing this shit. Why won't you want to learn from me? Oh, well, why would I listen to you? 'Cause I'm already doing deals and making money. Right.
Yeah.
It's all ego.
I think the first time I talked to you on the phone, I was like, hey, man, I'm trying to come up there. I'm like, I did one deal. I told you, I said, I did one deal, man. I said, but I'm trying to, I'm like, bro, what you was like, just start calling. I said, I'm like, come on, give me something else, man. He's like, just start calling. I said,
that's the something else that you needed.
He like, just start calling. I said, damn, all right. I guess that's where it starts.
Right.
Start calling.
So I submitted myself I made a decision on a phone call. I submitted myself to somebody who I wanted to learn something from, and I took action. This was all within a 10, 15-minute phone call.
Sponge.
All things that most people ain't doing. Most people ain't taking action on nothing. They're just getting ready to get ready.
That's it.
They're trying to figure it out. Oh, let me study. Let me do research. Most people ain't submitting to somebody to be their leader, to guide them. Most people ain't doing that. They're guiding themselves. And then most people have an ego. They look at everybody as equal. No. Everybody's not created equal.
Nah, not at
We're
all.
not created equal. So when people be like, "Oh, we're all equal," no, you're not. We're not created equal.
We not at
Right.
all.
Well, so if a dude argues like, "Oh, we're all equal," okay, so we're all equal. Cool. Would you fight John Jones?
Oh yeah, now I'm gonna pass on John.
Right. So I thought we were equal though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so we're not equal. Would you play big bank, take little bank
we
with
might have
Jeff
equal
Bezos?
amount of hands, but
Right. Would you play big bank, take little bank with Jeff Bezos?
oh, absolutely
No.
not.
So that means that we ain't equal. There's levels in life, right?
Absolutely.
So I submitted myself. I made a decision, and I took action all in one phone call. I did everything that dude told me.
Because you really do. You really believe in the mentors.
Right.
You man, hey, because I know you did the mentorship with the Tate Brothers. So you did that one, right? And then I know you I want to say I seen you on somebody else. Was it Wes?
Yeah, Wes
or whatever.
Watson.
So you work with him too?
Yeah. I talk to Wes all the time.
Yeah, see, I ain't know. I was like, I seen him on that Fresh and Fit clip, and then I
Right.
start following him because
Right.
I'm following you. And then I seen your comment was the first one. He was like, all right, coach or something. I said, hold on, he must be with. I'm like, oh yeah, he know everybody. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, and that kind of let me know too. Like, man, you gotta, bro, is doing this. Like I said, he's doing all this stuff, and he's still reaching
Right.
out, going up under. Because it's smart to do that because just like a sponge. Like,
Right.
why wouldn't I go over there, soak everything up, come back to my bucket, squeeze it out, find another bucket I ain't been in, go put my sponge in there, soak it up, come
Right. And this is what most people mess up. This is what most people don't understand. Most people are trying to find the perfect coach or the perfect scenario. They don't understand that your life is like a puzzle. Okay. So right now, everybody's life starts off as a puzzle that hasn't been put together. Let's say you take a puzzle and you spill it out on the table. You see what the puzzle looks like because you see the front of the board.
Right.
You see the front of the box. So this is the picture, but it's all scattered out. And your life is, you're trying to put this puzzle together. You're trying to put this picture together. Well, it's going to be very hard for you to put that puzzle together is because you've never put a puzzle together before. So the thing about coaches and mentors is every coach and mentor is a little piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
This is why most people mess up. This is how I've been able to surpass a lot of people is because I've had coach after 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 coach. This coach taught me a little bit. 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 This coach taught me. This is over a 15-year period. There is no perfect coach. There is no perfect. There is no perfect plan. Nobody's perfect. And this is what most people mess up. Most people think that they need to find the person that's right for them. No, find the person that's right for right now. To teach you what you need right now. So when you just listed these people, the Tate Brothers, Wes Watson, this person, I took a piece from each person. I took a piece from each person. I took a piece from each person. Well, let's break it down. What did I learn from the Tate Brothers? I learned from the Tate Brothers to stop being scared and hoarding money.
Spend it.
I got when I went out to the Tate Brothers and visited them. It's crazy how I got a chance to connect with them. But long story short, I got connected with them because I went to an event and I stood out. I was the number one guy that stood out in the event. You know how I stood? You know how I stood? No, I didn't. You know how I stood out at the event?
How?
I had tailored suits.
Oh, okay. That was it, huh?
I had tailored. My suits were nice, fitted, and tailored, and I carried myself very highly.
Yeah.
And it was like Trishan was like, "I like you, bro." He said, if you ever, and I end up winning a contest. He said, if you ever want to come to Romania, you let me know. And then we were texting back and forth, and he said, hey man, I told Andrew about you. He wants to meet you. So it's like, okay, well, let me know.
Cool as hell, dog.
Yeah, bro. So,
It's dope.
and we were just exchanging voice notes and videos back and forth. And I got a chance to go out there, and I seen how those guys was living, and I was watching the content, and I was realizing that I'm like, bro, why am I hoarding all my money? I spent all these years wholesaling, and I had a good amount of money saved. Yeah. But I was being scared with it. And I didn't understand that money is fuel. Right. All money is fuel to the car. Most people take money and hoard it. No, if you don't take money and use it and put it into something, put it into a business, put it into an asset, put it into yourself, you got to take the money and you got to keep it going. So I had a scarcity mindset. So when I got with them, I learned how to get rid of my scarcity mindset. This is why when I went to go see the Tate Brothers, 30 days later, I bought the Aston Martin.
Shit like that.
Shit like that, bro.
That is a nice whip too. The
I
all white
appreciate
joint.
the all white one.
Joint. All right.
I went out there. I seen how these guys were living. I was like, holy shit, boy, these dudes rolling, bro. But by that time, they were doing this for many years. Yeah. And I was like, why am I being afraid to spend money? Yeah. It's like, do you think that you're not gonna make money next month? I was like, well, of course not. Of course I'm gonna make money. Well, stop being fucking scared and spend money.
It was
and
the fear.
That's when it was the fear,
not the faith.
It was the faith. I was using fear instead of faith. Okay. So what I learned from the Tate Brothers, I learned to use money as fuel. So now I'll say this. I was having a coaching call 2 days ago, and I was telling one of my students this. I said 2 years ago. 2 years ago was September 2022. September 2022, I had way more money than I have now. Like I had
the market was going crazy.
I had $400,000 to $500,000 in the bank.
Oh yeah, the market was going crazy then,
right.
Too.
Today, if 100,000 hits my account, I spend the whole thing.
Swear,
bro. August, bro.
Swear,
bro.
Like,
so I'll tell you my numbers. Okay. So what is it? September, August 2024. I made 117,000. So this was with my wholesale deals, coaching, etc. I spent the entire thing. Now, most people are like, oh, that's stupid. Well,
I know what you're going to do.
This is the difference between me and you, is because first and foremost, I made 117,000. So if you ain't making 100,000 a month, what is it? Just shut the fuck up. You know what you're talking about. It's because I'm 5 years into my business and I'm still pulling these type of numbers. What did I do with the money? I like I said, I learned from the Tate Brothers to take the money and use it as fuel, right? So that money came in, I took a third of it. I bought a piece of real estate. I bought a piece of real estate. I'm all in. I bought a $230,000 house for $36,000.
Hold on.
So I got
a 230 for 36.
Yep. It's called a sub 2.
Okay.
Bought a subject 2. So I took a third, invested it.
Okay.
I took another third and invested it in me and coaches.
As you should.
So most people don't understand that you're your biggest investment. Most people don't understand that the reason why you aren't farther is because you aren't farther. Meaning that you haven't built your mindset. You haven't consistently put information into this brain of yours. You haven't consistently built your faith muscles instead of fear muscles. You haven't consistently been around people like the Tates or like a Wes Watson to build your belief. By this time, I was on a run of investing in myself so much that I can spend 100,000 in a month and not care because I know I'm gonna get it back.
Get it back. That's what I was saying. I know like, man, because I'm gonna go harder. I might get 130 next month, right? And I'm gonna spend that shit too. Type, like,
I know I'm gonna get it back.
Okay.
Right now it's what? Today's Monday, the 22nd.
I think
I close a $40,000 deal next Monday.
Oh my gosh, man!
I don't worry about moving in fear.
I gotta make sure this is going. This we good. This recording. I see the audio. See the record. We gotta get all this on film.
2 years ago, moving in fear. Today, don't do it. I don't move in fear. So I took
2 years ago.
2 years
moving in fear.
2 years ago, I was moving in fear.
I might be moving in fear, Alex. I might be moving in fear, man.
Bro, 99% of people are moving in fear. If everybody was moving in faith, bro, it would be so many more businesses out here. There would be so many more people promoting their products on IG. There would be so many more reels and photos on IG. There would be so many more businesses that pop up. It would be so many more events. It would be so many more books. It would be so many more pop-up shops. It would be so many more food restaurants. It would be so much more everything if everybody was moving in faith versus fear. All the businesses that you see right now are people that move in faith. Because all the businesses started at zero.
That's it.
So every business right now, this podcast is starting in faith. Every business, right now on planet Earth started in faith.
Yeah.
But
who the hell started business in fear? That don't even make no sense.
Right. So, but you got to think about it. There's billions of people on the planet. Why aren't there billion businesses? If you just take 1/10 of the population, just 1/10. That's like what? 800 million? Why aren't there 800 million businesses going on? Why aren't there so many more businesses going on? Why aren't there so many more? Right, because people are moving in fear.
Moving in fear. Damn, yeah.
Moving in fear, bro.
So okay, back against the wall. You know how the inflation went up last couple years and all that. So you got all that, you got all that going against you.
Right.
Do you think that is just influencing their fear a little bit more to where they want to save and play it the safe route? Because growing up, my dad, he could have. Everybody talk about.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't even know what you're talking about.
What?
As far as what, inflation?
Oh, you said on.
Bro, I have no idea because I don't pay attention to it. Listen, I don't know what the fuck's going on right now, other than Trump and Kamala's going at it. This, that.
Okay.
Bro,
you don't give a fuck about either one of them.
Listen. The only hand you can depend on is the one at the end of your wrist.
Got you.
Meaning that people are so worried about everything outside of them.
Mm-hmm.
This is why people aren't better. They're worrying about everything that doesn't have to do. You do know people thrive in recessions, right? People thrive when it's hard times.
Yep. You're right. Them ones who come with them solutions thrive.
Right.
Hey.
So if you think about it, COVID-19, right? 2020, a lot of people was having hard times, right?
Right.
Not me.
Yeah, I think I was straight 2020.
In the beginning of 2020, yeah, I was struggling. Yeah. But as I got my wholesaling business going, bro, I was going to Bank of America. They were looking at me like I was crazy. I was walking in there with $40,000, $50,000 checks. They was like, the tellers looking at me like I'm crazy. This, that. This is in the heart of COVID. So what's the point?
And that was all wholesaling.
All wholesaling, bro. And to pick up at the story and kind of shorten the story, I got off that phone call with that dude. It was on a Saturday. Sunday, I started working the business. I got in my car and I started driving neighborhoods.
That phone call was Saturday. That Sunday, I got off the phone call and I wrote up a plan. I said, I'm going to get up tomorrow morning and I'm going to go start looking for houses. I got up that Sunday morning and I started looking for houses. That was the beginning of the journey. Gotcha.
So here's the point people can learn from this. People think that they need to start a business, but they need some type of resources, knowledge. They need some type of plan, this and that. Bro, I started within 24 hours. I just started taking action because I just wanted to be in the business. I just wanted to be in business.
That's it.
Most people think that they got to start something or they need a website or an LLC or this, that to be in business. No, you're in business as soon as you start taking action.
Damn.
So I was in business within 24 hours and I'm driving around neighborhoods. I'm writing it down on a notepad and it just started coming together. He was like, hey man, there's an event going on in 2 weeks. I was like, what's that? He was like, it's the biggest wholesaling event in the world. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's called We Live 2020. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, man, look it up. Went online, looked it up. And I was like, so the guy who's throwing this thing, his name is called Max Maxwell. So I was like, all right, so let me look this guy up. I started looking at Max and I went online. I looked at the tickets. I was like, okay, general admission sold out. So let me try to get a VIP ticket. Damn, VIP ticket sold out. I said, the only ticket that's left, because I scrolled down, because, you know, they have the tiers on the website.
Correct.
I scrolled down and I'm like, damn, the only one that's available
The big dog.
is the big dog ticket. Is the Mastermind ticket. The Mastermind ticket is $2,000. I'm like, shit, man. I got the money, but I don't have the money. You ever been in that position to where you have the money, but you can't spend it on that?
Right.
Like you can't. You got other stuff coming up. You got I look think of my hand. I got bills. I got to spend my money on the bills. Mm-hmm. But I got a viral video going on right now that talks about that. That talks about.
Wait. I think I know it. You said, why pay them? Like, I know you need the money, but I ain't gonna give it to you because I'd rather pay it over here, and make this flourish, but then get you the money and then not.
I tell people some of this, and people gotta understand your situation, and they gotta do what's best for them.
Got you.
But sometimes people just take all the money they're making. Mm-hmm. I talk to young guys all the time, and if you're making $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $3,000 a month, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. They'll take that whole check, put it in the bank, and all it goes to is bills. Every month is allocated to bills, is allocated to your Starbucks, is allocated to your Popeye's chicken, your nails, your brunch, whatever. It's not going to something that's making you more money. So this ticket was $2,000. I swiped my credit card. And that credit card, I couldn't pay them back at the time because my Airbnb business, this was in COVID.
Oh, yeah.
So Airbnb business was shut down. So here it is. I swiped the credit card and I knew without a shadow of a doubt I wasn't going to be able to pay them back no time soon. I was like, fuck it. I was like, listen, bro, the biggest thing I tell a lot of young guys is, he was like, okay, I'm trying to get my credit right and this and that. I'm like, bro, you broke. Why you worrying about credit? Yeah. You don't need to be worrying. Listen to me well. If you are broke right now, but you got so much energy and effort in your credit, you're an idiot. I would max out every credit card going for my dream.
Facts.
Every one. That's what I did. It's funny. I was going back through some old notes and I looked and I came across a page to what I owed on all my credit cards. This was summer 2020. I owed $57,000. I had Amex Gold, Amex Platinum, Discover, Citibank, Synchrony Bank. Like, bro, I owed all them fools, man.
Synchrony too.
Synchrony, bro. Anybody know about Synchrony? You, bro, listen, your credit ain't that.
You get one of them Indigos, my boy.
I didn't get
Indigos.
Credit One. Anybody know anything about Credit One?
That
bro, Credit One is terrible.
Anytime I see they fucking mail, you're pre-qualified.
Bro, I ain't pre-qualified. I'm going to burn it. Don't contact me. I don't want to hear nothing about it. So I maxed out all these credit cards to launch my business.
Facts. Damn, man.
So people be worrying about credit. I'm like, you broke, bro. Why are you worrying about a score? You can't do nothing anyway. So you got a 700 credit score, but you make 5 G's a month. What you going to buy? What you going to get, a car? What you going to get, a house? Like, what you going to do with that credit score? You better take that credit score and max them cars out to get your business going. Now, if you a lazy motherfucker, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And this is what most people get bent out of shape on that video. It's like, well, why would I do this? I got to pay my bills and this, that, da. Yeah, it's okay. You make sure you pay your bills. You sound lazy.
Oh, they got mad at you.
You sound lazy. So what I did was I swiped my Amex to go to that meeting. And I never forget, bro, I never forget this day, man. There's certain points in time, like when you start like making it, you'll have moments where you can think back and be like, man, that was a defining moment in my life. I never forget. I was sitting in the living room in my apartment. I had a 3-bedroom apartment, and I had 2 roommates. This was February 2020.
Okay.
And I had 2 roommates, and here it is. I'm struggling in my Airbnb business, and I said to myself, man, I got to go to this meeting. I said, Alex, you ain't got the money. Then I said to myself, well, Alex, if you don't go to the meeting, then you'll never have the money.
Yeah, so I say, you ain't got the money. Well, guess what? You still ain't about to have
right. So I said, Alex, you ain't got the money. But I said, bro, if you don't go to the meeting, you'll never have the money. And I clicked the thing. I went and got my credit card, and I swiped my credit card. And I paid the $2,000 to go to that meeting. That meeting was a week later. I drove down to Atlanta. I was so fired up and excited, man. I was so fired up, bro.
Uh-oh.
Bro, I was so fired up. I know as I look back, I know one of the reasons why this business worked, because I was just so grateful and fired up. I was so fired up, bro. I was like, man, I'm gonna crush this thing. Now, I didn't know about all the obstacles that was gonna come ahead of me making it work, but it didn't matter. It's because I said I'm gonna do it. I went down there. I went to the Mastermind meeting. The meeting, they had the Mastermind, and then they had the actual event. Actual event had like 1,000 people. Yeah. Like in the conference room. fired up. A lot of our people, a lot of our black people. I'm talking about it was a phenomenal event. But the mastermind would really put it in stone for me. So I get to the mastermind, and there's about 60 people in the room. Okay. And it's the big dog, Max. And he's talking, and everybody's going around in a circle introducing themselves. I was the only new guy there. Everybody else there was like, hey, I'm from Ohio. We're doing $50,000 a month. 19-year-old, hey, man, I just did my first deal a few weeks ago. It was $100,000. I'm just hearing all these crazy stories about people. I'm like, bro, if this dude can do it, if she can do it, this and that. I'll never forget, it was a dude sitting next to me. Yeah, man, I'm a former drug addict. And after rehab, I got into this wholesaling thing, and I'm doing 3 to 4 deals a month now. And I was like, man, I'm just hearing all these stories. And he got to me. I was like, listen, man, I don't know nothing about no wholesaling. All I know is I want to get rich. And everybody started laughing. But I was dead serious. I was like, listen, I'm just trying to make some money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about nothing.
Since you met him, bro, this is him, man. I'm telling you, bro.
I've been like this since forever.
I love it, bro. I love it, man. He inspiring the hell out of me just sitting here, bro.
I'm just trying to make some money, y'all. Like, I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't know nothing about no ARVs, no comps. I keep hearing y'all talking about marketing and cold call. I don't know nothing about none of this. I'm just trying to get paid. He was like, great, we're going to teach you how to do it. I filled my notebook that weekend, filled it up. I got pages and pages. I still look at the notes to this day. I left that meeting and I got to work. And here it is. I'm working the business. But something was off. It was like, I got this piece of the puzzle that I'm looking at. I got the picture of this puzzle. So I see what this wholesaling thing is like.
Right.
But I got all these pieces. I just don't know how to put these pieces together. I'm kind of lost. And it'd be like that. But what I discovered was I need somebody to help me put this puzzle together. And I started looking for a coach.
Coaches. Boom.
So here it is. I started looking for a coach. Found somebody. Never forget, I was scrolling through a Facebook group, and I seen a dude for that month had made $100,000 in wholesale checks. And man, I was like, wow, I don't even know if the dude's telling the truth. He may be lying. it may be Photoshop.
It's no lie. Okay.
But I didn't care. Here's another secret to success. I want everybody to really understand what I'm breaking down now.
Okay.
Most people are so skeptical is they trick themselves right out of success for their own skepticism. Most people have so much distrust in themselves that they distrust other people who haven't given them a reason to.
Oh, shit. It's true though. That's 1,000% true though. So you look in that mirror and don't trust yourself, so you don't trust the person.
Right.
That's crazy.
So why don't more people have coaches and mentors and this and that? And I've had guys who message me like, okay, I want to get your program and this and that. I mean, is this legit? I'm like, so you message me about my program and you're going to ask me if I'm legit.
Because of the stigma that all these other scam folks
right. So here's the thing. People who are afraid of scams scam themselves.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
And what do I mean scam themselves?
Plenty of times.
They're still scared about money. They're still scared about making it. They're still scared about mentors. That like they have a thought process within them. It's on them. It's not the person that you're looking at and talking to. See, people look at the internet and this and that, or everybody being, everybody's trying to sell something and this and that. No, that's an insecurity in you. You should be trying to sell something on the internet. The most rich people walking planet Earth sell shit on the internet.
Right.
Why aren't you selling something on the internet? Damn. How you gonna reach an unlimited amount of customers if you're not selling something on the internet? How stupid are people, bro? So anybody who's marketing something online or a course or a mentorship or this and that are the smartest people walking planet Earth. If I had a storefront in Atlanta, Georgia on Bankhead Highway, I'm only making money on Bankhead Highway.
Correct.
That's why the richest people walking planet Earth make money online. That's just business tip 101 for people watching.
I mean, for what you just saying about even the mentors, because I have been skeptical about just just thinking like, I can YouTube it, I can figure it out.
Right.
What's this dude selling? Let me type in this reviews, look at 2 fucking people complaining and psych myself out and be like, it ain't work for you. You not me. You know what I mean? I was top salesman for every year I worked at T-Mobile.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sprint. Come on, man. I was going crazy. They was like, hey, you got to teach the whole district on what you saying and how you doing. And I'm like, all right, I'm out of here. I'm going to sell homes now. So I done went from cars to phones to homes. Then I got into the real estate and I got lucky. I told you I got lucky. Not maybe luck because I got it from my appraisal, but man, that one wholesale deal for that 23, and then I had that closing on my listing. I thought I was the man because that was the first year I made 100,000. Like I touched it from my appraisal, and I was still serving at the Painted Pen doing 3 days. Because they do buyouts. You go in there, work 3-4 hours, man, you might be walking out with $400. I said, that's too sweet. For the work that I do, when I go in there, eat, sit in the back, help a couple people out, and don't do shit because we split everything. So it's just so fucking easy. And I'm just like, and I think me growing up in West Virginia, seeing my dad, knowing that he was supposed to go to the NBA, and I always said to myself, I was like, man, I'll never do that. I'm going to always take that big risk and go and get that bag. Because I'm like, everybody tell me, your dad should have went to the NBA. Your dad, but he didn't go. He didn't go to his tryout because of the kids. Me, and my sisters, he never went to the, everybody say, articles, all this stuff. They even recognize me. They be like, you Ron Beatty's son, just because I look so much like him. And the next thing, you basketball, this, that, so, and I feel like that's kind of rubbed off on me as much as I didn't want it to, because I'm like, we moved out here. That's my wife. I've been with her for 16, 17 years. We've been married going on 3 years, 2 kids, and we both literally, she grew up on 4th, I grew up on 3rd in Charleston, West Virginia. And out here, I'm like, I'm so scared to get in that position of where we got to move. Like, I can't, you know what I mean? So that fear, like you said, instead of faith, I got to supercharge that faith, man. And just like, cause I said, man, listen, I done door knocked. I done got in the suit, went out in random neighborhoods and door knocked, random, you know what I mean? Knock on the door, step back. Let me get a little closer to the gate. How you doing, ma'am? This, that, even though it wasn't too much success, I'm like, I still did it. Out cold call. Like, man, and at T-Mobile, I was stopping traffic. You come through this parking, I would stop traffic to where my manager was hating on me. She told me, you ain't gonna get no 10 activations today. I'm like, who are you talking to? I'm outside with it. I'm not even sitting in a store selling shit. I'm outside in a parking lot stopping anybody in this plaza who ride by me like, oh, whoa. Hey, what you doing? This, that. So I'm like, I know I got it in me. It's just pulling it out, and then I do use all that other stuff to fuel like the creative players, you know what I mean? And I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, but I'm like, from when I'm listening to you, bro, I'm like, man, all I gotta do is have that faith, man. Spend that money with everybody else and soak it up, get that sponge in there, get my sponge wet, soak up everything I can, man, and just because that's only gonna help anybody who's watching this podcast.
Absolutely. I mean, it's you just said something. You said spend that money. It's funny. People want to make a lot of money, right? But there's something called the Law of Polarity, right?
Ooh, Law of Polarity.
The Law of Polarity.
Okay.
Which means that everything has an equal and effort opposite. Everything has an opposite on planet Earth. There's no up without down. There's no in without out. There's no left without right. There's no white without black. There's no easy without hard. Everything has an opposite. Mm-hmm. So this is where most people mess up. A lot of people want to make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. But they're afraid to spend a lot of money. So hold on. So you want a whole bunch of money to come in, but you're afraid of it to come out. That's why it's not coming in.
What's wrong with us, Alex, man? What's wrong with us? Why we think like that, man?
Well, that's just people.
Yeah.
It's like, just like I had hard years in business, I was making no money. I had weeks in business where I had enough money to go buy a supercar. Mm-hmm. It's the equal and different opposite. I had hard days in business. I also had good days in business. Mm-hmm. It also was in between. So for people like, okay, I want to make a lot of money. Okay, are you spending a lot of money? Oh no, I'm hoarding it. Don't worry about making a lot of money then.
That's that. What did they say? Have your cake and eat it too. You
right.
think
like don't worry about anybody who's watching this. If you're afraid to spend money, you will never make a lot of money ever. It'll never happen. It's impossible. Because for one, most likely you don't have the skill set to bring a ton of money in. And the reason why you don't have a skill set to bring a ton of money in is because you don't have the personal development and the skill set to bring a ton of money in. And if you want to personally develop, you got to spend money.
Got to spend it.
personally developing yourself? You have to. You got to spend the money.
Somebody else got it.
So how do you personally develop? Well, you got to put information in your mind. It's either gonna come from two ways. It's gonna come from mistakes or mentors, the two M's. So most people they go about it through mistakes. But that's the slow way. The fast way is mentors. Everything that a person wants to do, there's been people who's walked planet Earth, who's been here before you, who's died and left this earth, who's completed those things. So how are you going to download this information from mentors into your brain? It's simple. It's books, audios, meetings, and coaches. All those cost money. Books cost money. Seminars cost money.
Correct.
Coaches cost money. So anybody that I look at today and I look at where they are in life, I already know what they've been doing. I already know. A person who's on the street, a homeless guy who's on the street, he hasn't been personally developing himself. That's why he's there. A guy who has a yacht, he has been personally developing himself. That's why he's there. It's all up here. So a person, going back to it, a person who's afraid to let money go will never be able to have the same luxury of a lot of it coming in.
Okay. Because the law of polarity.
The law of polarity. Everything has an opposite. Gotcha. Everything has an opposite. So for me, because all these years I was willing to spend money on coaches and this and that, when it was time to start coming in, it was coming in. It was my time. It was my time for it to start coming in. It's because all these years I wasn't afraid to spend it on this coach or this book or this and that or this seminar and this and that. I would just put money out. Everybody has to understand everything is an eye for an eye. Everything's an eye for an eye, meaning that you ain't finna shortcut nothing. If you ain't put the work in the gym, if you ain't put the work in your diet, don't expect that body. Don't expect it, bro. So if you ain't put in all the effort in that business and the time and the weekends and the extra money and the extra time for your family, this and that, don't expect that business to print money to give you a different car, a different neighborhood, a different zip code, a different group of friends. Everything's an eye for an eye. So for a person, when I look at a person, I know what they've been exchanging. I say if you have a better quality of life if you've given more of what you have.
Like what
if
you
you
put
give it
in
up,
is what you
what
get
you
out,
put
kinda.
in is what you get out.
Okay.
So that's what a person has to understand is what's going to get them to the next level is you got to put out until it starts come back in.
Now, we'll say there are some people who slip in the cracks who are, I would call maybe imitators. Because what I like to say is like you took the stairs. You didn't take the elevator.
Right.
You didn't press the button, wait for the elevator to come down. It's crowded. Everybody want to get in. You got to, and then stop at each floor. But it's convenient. You'll get there. But you know what I mean? They won't stay there long because it's, like I like to say, it ain't in them. It's kind of on them. Like somebody you could, because I don't know. I always say success can't really be inherited when you really look at the meat and bones of it, because I'm just like you gotta go out and experience. Like you can have somebody who put you in a position and give you all that, but it's like somebody else that worked there to get there, you're gonna see that they deserve it a little bit more. And like I don't know, I feel like it's just like a time limit on those type of people that get there and slip through those cracks or whatever. Like you're saying, you want the BBLs. You got to, you know what I mean? You didn't put in work for that ass. So you did like, and then, you know what I mean? You're going to get that. You took the elevator, shorty. You didn't take the stairs, That's right. So I don't know. Hey man, you talking some shit, man. I'll tell you, bro. He talking, Adam. Yes. He talking it. Let's see, man. Go ahead. Like, cause I got all this stuff. And
man. Let's talk about it.
We ain't even get into it, man. See, but masculinity, man. Cause I know you was talking a lot about social media, man. So I realized that your thing, when you talk about success and all that and positivity, you ain't even talking about just, or are you kind of putting masculine in there? Cause I know, like, let's say Wes and Tate and them, they kind of push masculinity in the way that what you think about that?
Well, it just depends. I mean, what do you mean masculinity as far as what?
Just I guess because like I've watched Tate, Wes, and they'll straight up be like, Man, stop your fucking bitching, do that, man. Get your ass out there, like, be a man. You know, they say be a man.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, you're not, you got to be hard to live an easy life.
Okay.
Like most people don't get it. If you want an easy life, meaning that you want a life to where you can do whatever you want to do, you got to be hard to do that. Okay. You got to be. You got to be able to go out there and make money. You got to be able to withstand people. You got to be withstand situations, stress, this and that. You got to be able to endure all this hard stuff to have it easy. Yeah. See, a guy who's financially well off did a lot of hard things in the beginning to be able to do that.
Gotcha.
So masculinity is simply just talking about being a man to be able to create an easy life for you. And it still ain't easy, but it's going to be better off than being at the bottom or being broke. Right. So masculinity, what does that look like? Physically and mentally. A guy needs to be physically prepared. He needs to be physically in shape to be able to withstand anything that happens. And he needs to be mentally prepared. He needs to be able to handle stress. He needs to be able to endure hard times like I did and be able to keep pushing. To be able to put himself in a position to where it's
them 2014, them 2015, them 2018.
Right. So those years it was hard for me, man. It's like I was like, what else I'm gonna do?
Because I know they hate Tate. The damn near media, they damn near hate Tate because they say he's the way his masculinity.
Yeah, they're trying
boys
to take
and all that.
They're trying to take him down. They're trying to do that with my coach Wes Watson too. They're trying to. His page is disabled right now, and he's at a level right now. When you get to those levels, right? It's just what I talked about. It's the law of polarity. Think about it. Tate, right? At one point, he was on top of the world, right? Right. He was on everything. If you were on TikTok in 2022, and if you didn't see Tate, you weren't on social media.
Top Google man.
He was everywhere. He had the reels. He was on TikTok. He was everywhere, making hundreds of millions of dollars. Had the most famous car in the world, the gold Bugatti, right? Yes. Mr. Bugatti, this, that, private jets, boom, boom, boom. And then it all flipped. Went to prison. Went to jail. Everything has an equal opposite, bro. Even at those levels, you can be on top of the world, and it can boom, make a change just like that. So,
and you never been in jail.
Yeah, multiple times.
You been in jail? Oh, he said multiple times. Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't like on no gangster shit. It was like on speeding tickets or suspended license type shit. Okay. Yeah. All right. But it's a fight on masculinity is because I think everything's just so weak now. Yeah. Like kids don't even get whoopings now, do they?
Yeah.
Like I got the brakes beat off of me.
I got tore up, Alex. I got tore up.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, so you can't even whoop your kids. They got all this stuff about transgendering and in schools and this and that. It's like, bro, all these dudes talk about is just get in the gym, man. Work out with. Make sure you surround yourself with cool people. Make sure you surround yourself with hungry wolves like yourself. That's right. And build a business and build your body. That's all they talk about.
Okay. Look, I got a lot of stuff here, but I ain't gonna go through all of it. Just
shit, we can go through all of it.
We can go through all of it.
Man, we can run this camera out, bro. I can talk all night, bro.
All right, so what you think about because I was talking about masculinity. Do you believe the statement that porn is destroying men?
That's a good question. Yes and no. I can say it's destroying men because if you consistently watch that, but you're not actually out getting it, then yeah.
Can destroy
it's you. Like, bro.
It's like a false swing.
Right. It's like, bro, you can watch that. I used to watch a lot of porn growing up. But I had to come to a realization is that, bro, for one, you can't cheat. It's cheating. Like in today's age, if I can't watch that shit because it's cheating. Yep. Like, bro, I have to go pull a woman if I want to do something. I have to go get one.
Got to.
And I've worked my way up to where it's not that hard now. Yeah. So, but for most men, they use that as a crutch to get their rocks off. But it's not going to help you get the real thing. Right. So for anybody watching this, it's like you got to go learn some game, bro.
Got to.
And how do you get yourself in a position to where you ain't really got to watch that shit and you can be successful with women is you got to walk that green mile, bro. And what's that green mile? You got to go get in shape. Yeah. You got to go make some money. You got to become charismatic and you got to get some clout. Okay. Because that's what the women are looking for. And I talk about right now there's a cheat code, right? like 20 years ago, if we go back 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago is what, 2014?
2014.
Let's just go 15 years ago,
13.
2008.
Oh, you said okay, yeah,
Right,
2008.
2008. If you wanted a chick in 2008, you had to go to the club to find her, G.
Yes.
You had to go to the club. You had to go to the house party. You had to catch her in the hallway in class.
Yeah, this one.
You had to catch her in the hallway in between classes. You had to catch her at the after school spots. You have to catch her at the basketball game or the football game.
Yeah,
That's how you had to find a chick 15 years ago. And you didn't have to be that popular.
Right.
You didn't have to be that popular. Now, if you were popular, you would get the best ones.
Right.
But you can still find a relatively cool, great-looking chick in your neighborhood, at the house party, at the football game, etc.
Sure.
That's how it was 15 years ago. Today, if you want to get those same quality of chicks, the pretty chicks, you can try to holler at them. You can try, but it decreases significantly, especially with the pretty chicks. And I'm just talking about like the pretty, the best ones. An average one, you can still go in Starbucks, meet a chick and build something, right?
Yeah, y'all might be able to get some coffee.
Right. But dudes aren't approaching like they used to. They are, but not like they used to. Yeah. But in today's age, which is 15 years later, the best way to find a woman right now is through Instagram. It's the digital campus.
Yeah.
Everybody's on that app all day, every day. So that chick that you want, that you'll probably never come across because you don't live in the same state, or even if she does live in the same city, you don't hang out at the same places. Right. Well, how are you gonna find her? Well, you gotta find her on the digital campus, which is Instagram. I tell dudes all the time, bro, you need to focus on building your Instagram to the moon. To the moon. It is the cheat code right now for any guy
who better be listening.
Bro,
ain't no lie, dog.
It is
Build
the cheat code. Instagram is the biggest dating site in the world.
Agreed.
How do I know? I've tried a lot of dating sites. I've tried the Tinder.
Yeah.
I've tried the Hinge. I even tried one of the greatest. What's the second biggest dating site in the world? Most people don't understand this. The second biggest dating site in the world is a site called Seeking Arrangements.
Oh, yeah.
I've met some of the baddest chicks off of there.
Yeah.
And I ain't no sugar daddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't no sugar daddy. But there's a lot of bad chicks on there.
Oh,
but if I think about Instagram versus Seeking Arrangements, Instagram has everybody.
Everybody on it. You got to have
everybody.
That. You got one of those, you got to have one of these.
Right. Though. So let's think about it today. A girl in 2008, she didn't have a place to post pictures and be and show all this attention. Yeah, she had Facebook, but it really wasn't posting like that. MySpace, but it really wasn't posting like that.
Yeah.
If you want a pretty chick today, the average chick has an Instagram. Okay. And she's following other dudes that she's attracted to. So if you're a guy and you meet this chick at Starbucks and you're hollering at her, that's cool. You're gaming her up. You're trying to get with her, this and that. But what happens is she's on this app all day looking at the guy she really wants. So her attention is going towards this guy. But here you are in her text thread trying to get with her. But she's looking at me. This is why.
That lifestyle.
No. I really analyze I think I'm really good at business because I use common sense.
Gotcha.
And I look at things way differently than most people look at things. And I was on a call at one time and I was telling guys on why you need to use Instagram more than you use texting. I've replaced texting with Instagram. This is why. Instagram is a dating CRM. Most people don't even know it. But what do I mean by dating CRM? If you got a couple chicks you're trying to get up with, right?
Right.
But you're actually active in posting on Instagram, you're showing stories, and you're posting reels and et cetera and this and that. What is a chick most likely going to see? Is she going to see your text message in a text thread, or is she going to see you posting and consistently putting up stories more? Which one has more weight?
Come on. Easy.
The Instagram stories are reels.
Easy.
So if you want to be in this woman's mind, you need to be posting on the things that she's on all day long.
Right.
A text thread is just all I gotta do is click out the app, click out my iPhone, iMessages, and you're not a thought of my mind.
Yeah.
You're not a thought of my mind. You're not showing enough. But on that app that she's on all day long, if she's seeing you and this and that, this is why I get so many women that I spoke with a year ago, 2 years ago, this and that. Oh, hey, Alex, I'm in town. I get it all the time. Bro, I get it, bro. I got it tonight. Tonight, I was like, oh, hey, I'm in town. If it was on my text thread, it never would happen. But because I'm active on social media, I'm consistently posting reels, stories. If she's coming in town, who's she thinking about? She ain't thinking about the Negro in her phone that's texting her. She's thinking about the guy she's seen.
Who she scrolling that time
right now,
like, damn, fellas, here you go again.
When this pod come out, I want you to understand this right now. Instagram is the greatest cheat code right now, and the window is closing. What do I mean the window is closing? The window is closing for you to really blow up on theirs because they're pushing reels. They're really pushing reels right now. I had 2 videos that gave me 8,000 followers, just 2 of them. So I'm gaining about 300 followers a day now.
That's love.
So 300 to 400 followers a day I'm gaining. Do that times 2 years.
You gonna be up there.
Right. So it's not that, and this is what most people mess up when they think about this. They're gonna think about they're gonna use fear versus faith.
Okay.
They're gonna think about, oh, I look stupid. Oh, well, I live with my mom and I'm sleeping on the couch. Oh, well, I have a beat up car. Oh, well, I don't like my voice. Oh, well, I'm out of shape. Oh, this, oh, that. And they don't understand is, all Instagram is your story. You're building your story. They're going to see where you are now to where you're going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. A person can go to my IG and they can go all the way to 2012 and they can see my stages of 2012, me opening my first business in Macon, Georgia, and then me moving to New York, and then me moving to Nashville, and then me moving back to Atlanta. And then me starting doing this wholesaling thing, and then they see my suits get a little sharper, and then they see I'm now in a little high rise condo, and then boom, I drop the picture of me in the Aston Martin. They see the whole process of me starting with baggy suits, all the way up to the supercar, all the way up to me doing reels, all the way up to me on podcasts. You can see the whole thing. So most people are so arrogant to be like, "Well, I don't need to build an Instagram, this and that." That's your story. That's your resume to the world. Because when we go out nowadays, people aren't exchanging business cards. They're exchanging Instagrams.
What's your Instagram?
What's your IG?
Because I'm gonna go and see what everything you about. I can tell. I'm gonna look and see. Okay.
So
what we got
if we're talking about dating right now, if this segment is about dating, fellas, listen. If you ain't got an Instagram, I'll run circles around you, G. I'll run circles around you, bro. Like, it's a wrap for you. You can go out there to the club and you can try to game women up and this and that and da-da-da.
Right.
Bro, build your Instagram. It's because the chicks that you really want, that bad chick that you would never see in the city,
right,
that you're never going to see at Whole Foods, that you're never going to see at that lounge that night, right, she's on IG, bro.
She on IG. And if that Instagram,
she's on IG.
Right,
and if you're building your Instagram, you're building, bro, I watch my stories and I watch all the badass chicks watching my stories. I'm like, it's working. It's working. I'm like, all these chicks that I would never see, all these chicks that I would never meet in my life, right? I would never meet them in my life. They're all watching now. They're all following me now. They're all watching.
It's working.
It's working.
Yo, it's hilarious, man. Nah, it's so true though, bro. Yeah, because you
most likely the girlfriend, your next girlfriend or your wife, there's gonna be an 80% chance you're gonna meet off of Instagram.
Oh, there's something to think about. That's damn near facts. Fuck the Tinder and all that.
Right. I mean,
there's Instagram be attached to. Right. I guess probably there's other shits, right?
Right. The video that I made about how I need to build the Instagram, I had so many people in the comments saying he's right. I met my girlfriend off of Instagram, bro. It's so many people that's met their spouse off of Instagram. Okay. People think I'm talking about Instagram just to be talking about it. No, bro. Where is everybody hanging out at?
It's power.
It's not. It's if just use the example that I just broke down. 15 years ago, where was everybody hanging out at? Well, they were hanging out in their cities, at the club, at the basketball games. They were hanging out there.
Right.
15 years ago, you was in West Virginia, right?
That's right.
Today, you're not in the clubs and this and that, right? But a good part of your day, where are you spending your time on?
I'm gonna be on that social media, man. I'm gonna be on social media.
Right. So people are on social media. So you gotta go where everybody is. Now, you gotta use common sense.
Well, I know you can't see the future, but let's just say 10 years. You think they're still gonna be on there? Still gonna be on Instagram. That's here to stay. You think it'll transform to something else, maybe virtual reality or some way?
It doesn't matter, because if a person builds a big enough brand, their audience will follow them wherever they go. Doesn't matter.
You're right. You're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right about that, man. Let me see. Oh yeah, since we on social media and talking about these women, the pandering podcasters.
Right.
How you feel about them when they come across your timeline? The ones that would tell the woman everything they need to hear, and then it'd be coming from some dude. You'd be like, bro, ain't no way.
Yeah, dudes like that haven't really had their heart crushed for real by women. They don't really know how women are. Women don't
they
give.
They might have 500,000 followers.
Right. But dudes who act and talk like that really have no idea how women really are. Right. Women don't give a fuck, bro. They don't care, bro.
Yeah.
Unless you had your heart broken or your heart crushed. That's the best lesson ever. That's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. I had to understand the reality of women, and women are conditional. And it's okay. It's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
they're supposed to be, but women are conditional. They're gonna like you and love you based on what you're doing for them.
Right.
If you're not providing, if you can't hold it down, if you can't bring any money in, if you can't provide, they're not going to stay around.
That's what I say. Resources and time. His resources from that woman might be for you to look good, for you maybe to rub his feet, you know, give him what he want and all that. But her resource, the time she giving you is because of your resources for you. You know what I mean? So I say when time and resources disconnect, man, it's over with. You might as well close the book on it, because as soon as one or the other is not, that resource has emptied out, it's on E, man, you better be worried. You better... Something about to break down sometime soon, man.
Absolutely.
Them resources, man, is everything to
Absolutely.
it, man. And let's see who we got here. Okay, this is a bit. This is we kind of turning. Let me make sure.
Man, we cooking, man.
We cooking.
Like, bro, like I feel like 2 hours has went by. What?
I'm telling you,
we've been rapping. Listen, we've been rapping, bro.
We've been rapping. All right.
We've been cooking.
Because I'm gonna say something. I want you to come back. So I'm gonna
come back.
Come back.
Absolutely.
All right. So we gonna tell me. What is so now we're gonna keep it on women. What is the worst quality of a woman?
What's the worst quality of a woman?
What's like a non-negotiable?
Yeah, a bad attitude.
A bad attitude.
Yeah, bad attitude.
I
experienced this today. So I'm talking to a chick in my DMs, and she says, "Well, she's sexy, beautiful little chick. She was up in Jersey, I think. She says, "Yeah, I want you to fly me out." And that's an interesting topic. Women wanting to be flown out.
That's on my
I have a rule. I don't fly out women unless I get a vibe from you that it's okay to do that. It's because there's women in my city. So why I need to fly chicks in for? I can just go outside. I can just go to the nearest lounge. I can just go to an event here in Atlanta. Plenty of women there. So I'm talking to this woman and I'm sensing her vibe, because the next stage with me with this chick was a FaceTime call, seeing how she was on FaceTime. Yep. So we were just texting on DMs on Instagram, and she's like, the vibe is good. We're talking. She's like, when do you want me to come? I said, I want you to come this week. She's like, this week? I was like, yeah. She's like, well, what do you think I don't have nothing to do or anything like that? I said, no, I don't think you got nothing to do. I just said that. It wasn't being rude to me. I was just assuming, like, no. She's like, well, I see why you're single. Look how you're talking. I was like, oh, okay. So I said, oh, okay. And then she proceeds to say, well, you know, I was raised in a family and I need you to be a gentleman, this and that. And my ex-boyfriend, he was this and that, And long story short, it was the attitude. Yeah. The worst part about women is attitude. We don't want to hear no combativeness. We don't want you over talking. We don't want you talking back. Attitude is the worst quality in women. Attitude. So for me, I look for a girl who just doesn't talk that much. Now, most people be like, well, you want a yes woman who you just want a woman. No, I have women that I deal with right now who are very pleasant and quiet.
Yeah.
It's because peaceful. It's because, shorty, I got to my point by myself. You didn't get me here.
Yeah.
You're attracted to me because of the man that I built myself into, right? So why are you coming into this talking a whole bunch? Why don't you just be pretty? Why don't you just be peaceful? And why don't you just let me take care of everything?
Yeah, and a lot of people get mad at that. A lot of women that get mad at that. But those women that get mad at that are the ones that be single most of the time. It's like, you mad at it, but you single.
It's like, hold on. So you want a top tier dude who's built himself into something, who's making money, who has clout, who's built himself into this man, and you want to come in and give your opinion? What you? The fact that you're even attracted to him is
because of the way
he is.
The way he carry himself. And if you come in,
so why don't you just come in and just? Why don't you just come in and be like, I'm the cheesecake, right? But the cheesecake look good with a cherry on top. Why don't you just come in, just lay on the cheesecake, and then just ride the wave?
Yeah.
Just be a passenger. I'm the yacht.
Yeah.
But yachts can carry passengers, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you just get on this boat with me and let's just ride?
Yeah.
Don't try to steer the ship.
Yeah.
Don't try to work on it. Just ride.
Okay.
Just ride on the boat.
Now I got another question. Have you ever smoked weed?
Yeah.
Have you smoked weed? You don't smoke weed now?
No, of course not. That was 15 years ago when I did
15 years ago?
Yeah.
So what do you feel like, man? As far as these folks out here, like, cause a lot of men, I feel like I had to stop smoking weed. Like I did that. That was the first time I ever went somewhat viral. Was when I made a video on YouTube during quarantine 2020. Was like my first 30 day. First I did a 7-day video of stop smoking weed. Then I did a 30-day video, and then people was just like, I mean, it was like 20,000. They was just watching like, yo. I was like, and then it was crazy because all my friends around me was calling me crazy. They was like,
of course,
bro. And then I mean, I could have got weed in the mouth. Everybody wanted to smoke with me and get me high when I told them I stopped smoking weed.
It's like, because most people are looking for something on the outside to make them better.
Right.
Versus the inside. Most people think that in order for them to get to the next level in life or to get further in life, they need to add things on. No, it's what you need to take away. Most people need to take away things in order for them to increase their life. So you talk about you stop smoking weed. You taking that away increased your life.
It did.
So really most people don't understand is for you to get to the next level is what you're going to take away. It's not what you're going to add to your life.
Ooh,
it's what you take away.
That's a bar. So
most people need to take away smoking weed. They need to take away those negative friends. They need to take away that bottle. You need to take away them cigarettes. You need to take away that goddamn Big Mac and that Popeye's chicken. Is all this stuff that they need to take away. Is if they would take this stuff away and focus on what's on the inside, their life would get better.
Yeah. Do you pray every day?
I pray.
Yeah. Do you believe in God? What's your religion?
I believe in God, but I believe that the work that I do every day is me praying to God.
Got you.
Me talking to God and be like, hey, God, here I am. I need you to do something for me. I don't do that.
Okay.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
It's because
you know you able.
No, it's because I use common sense. It's like, hold on. So God gave me arms and legs and he gave me the will of thought. So if God gave me the will of thought and he gave me the ability to make every decision in my life be my decision, well, why am I dependent on him to create my life? It's dependent on me. It's dependent on me. If I wanted to work out today, I can get up and work out, right? But I also can just sit at the house. Was that on God?
Yeah.
Was that on God or was that on me?
Yep. I hate when these folks, they'll say, they be in church. Oh, I need y'all to pray for Shorty over here who got this going on, this cancer and all that. But I'm like, she ain't gonna do nothing but go out here and do the same shit. Right. They gave her the cancer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But people gotta understand is that we all have free will.
Correct.
So I use simple. I keep everything simple. And the key to success, I believe, is simplicity. So if you think about God, right? God is this being that's created all this, created us, and he has a force over us, right?
Right.
So my thought process is, let me not worry about what he's going to do for me. It's because that's a higher power. Like, for instance, me discovering wholesaling that weekend, that was all God, bro. I couldn't have done that myself.
Right.
But whose job was it to become successful in wholesaling? Me. It was my job.
Damn.
He wasn't gonna do it. He was like, Alex, I see what you're doing. You're focused. I know where you're trying to go. I'm gonna have you meet this guy. He's gonna tell you about this thing. He's not gonna do it for you. I'm not gonna do it for you. You know what? I'm gonna even do this. I'm gonna even have another person that you know
come and do it. Tell you about it.
Tell you about it.
Okay, I like this. I like that.
That's what most people understand. That's God.
That's God.
God is circumstances, events, and situations that is put in your life for you to create a better life for yourself.
So you know
it's
God,
not you
God
doing
can use people. You know God use people to get
right,
to you, right? Okay.
Right. So for me, it's funny. There's people who go to church every Sunday, who pray 10 times till Sunday, who ain't got 10 G's in the bank.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
so what's that example that I'm giving? Most people are like, well, it ain't got nothing to do with money. Well, it doesn't. But think about it. You got billionaires out here who never go to church. And then you got auntie who was in church every Sunday and she still live in the hood.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? God loves people who creates.
That's it.
You have to be a creator. You have to do something. You have to go out here and create.
That's
you
right.
have to actually put actions in, and you have to use this mind and these hands that he gave you. And if you're not using these minds and these hands, all you is a beggar.
I'm telling you, man.
You just out here begging. Hey, God, can you help me out? No, don't worry about it. You're not doing nothing.
Yeah.
You got to do something. So I made a post like 2 days ago about, I haven't been in church in years. I haven't stepped foot in church in years, but my life's 10 times better from when I used to go to church. When I was in church, I was broke, struggling. Hey, God, help me out. This, that. When I used those Sundays to cold call to build my business, I got a way better life today. I got a way better life today. So it's like, hold on. So should I spend those days in church, or should I spend those days building my business? Why is it that I have more money now, a better life now, and have better things now when I used my hands and my thought process to create versus sitting in a pew
using what God gave you, man,
praying to God? God likes people who creates. This is why people who start and build big businesses and they're helping people and they're serving people and they're helping people and they're serving the community and they're helping customers and clients and this and that. That's why they have way more versus the person who's in church every Sunday who ain't doing nothing.
And it won't even make sense to give that over to them, because what they gonna do?
What they gonna do with it?
What they gonna do with
it? This world is so simple. People complicate it. The people who have more, they do more. It's that simple. It's that simple. If you're a guy right now, there's a lot of guys gonna watch this because you're gonna drop this on YouTube, right?
Come on.
There's a lot of guys that's gonna watch this. There's a guy that's watching this right now who's
clipping this up.
There's a guy out there watching this right now who's, you're probably in your 20s, you're probably in your 30s, you probably have a regular job, you're probably in not the best of shape, you probably got a regular car, you probably ain't got no girlfriend, you're not really getting the chicks that you like. It's because you ain't creating, bro. It's simple as that. Versus the guy who's in the gym every day, who started a business and he worked it and he worked through the hard times and he worked through the challenging times, and it's stressful and he lost money and he almost went bankrupt and did that. And then now his business is thriving. And now he has a beautiful chick, and now he has a beautiful car, and now he has a beautiful house in the neighborhood. It's because he's creating, bro. If you're not creating, if you're some guy watching this and you think that you're just going to work throughout the week, you're going to eat what you want, not work out, and you're not going to build that thing on the side, you're not going to get what he's going to give the guy who's consistently working to create. You're not, bro. You got to create. God loves people who creates. So you're maybe a guy watching this who's in church every Sunday, but your life is shit. I talk to dudes like this every day in my DMs. It's because my videos are going viral, and a lot of dudes says, man, it's like, I'm just stuck right now. You know, I'm not broken, I'm not down, but I just feel like I'm not moving forward. And I feel like I feel like I'm stuck. Well, you're stuck because you ain't creating, bro. You're not moving. You're not out there making something happen. You're not out there creating to help other people. You're just doing the bare minimum to take care of you. See, God, people who just worry about them, that's all they got.
Selfish.
That's all they got. So, for instance, me doing this podcast right now, this ain't about me. This is about you. This is why this is going to go viral. A lot of people are going to see it, and a lot of people are going to follow me. They're going to watch my content, and they're eventually going to become business partners of mine. Is because I'm creating. Bro, I could have just built the business and never talked to nobody and never did nothing. But even people who do that, there's very successful people out there who don't have a social media.
Yeah.
But they have a business that's serving 100,000 people a month.
Cool. Yeah.
You don't really see Jeff Bezos doing interviews, do you?
No.
But he built the biggest business that serves the most people walking planet Earth. If I need some accessories real quick, and I need some things for the house and this and that, I can have them in 24 hours because of Jeff Bezos.
It's true.
So for you, the guy out there watching this, you don't have more in life because you only worried about you. You ain't creating, bro. You got to go create. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a business. You have to do more with what you got right now. It's funny. I was talking to a guy in my DMs, and we were chatting. He was like, "Man, Alex, I just want more. I want more money." And I said, "Okay." And that's true for a lot of guys. A lot of guys want more money. This was on Sunday. This was literally today's what, Monday?
Monday.
So this was yesterday. So this was yesterday morning, and I'm talking to him in the DM, and I was headed to the gym, and I asked him. I sent him a voice note because I didn't want to text while I was driving. Right. I said, "Okay, bro. So what are you doing today?" I just sent the voice note, and he texts back, "Oh, I went to church this morning. I'm relaxing today." I'm like, that's why you ain't got no money. You think Sunday is a day for you to relax? You went to church, and here you are relaxing, and here you are. You're in the DMs of a guy who's headed to sweat for 2 hours. And then when I leave the gym, I'm going to go to the office and work all day. And you have the audacity to say, "Hey, I want to make more money." I'm like, you finna spend a whole 24 hours sitting at the house? Are you stupid?
Dude, if you watching this, man, get your ass up.
I pray you watch this. I'm like, bro, are you stupid?
Do some push-ups right now, bro. 50 of
so
them.
you're gonna so hold on. Let me guess. You fell into that trap of Sunday's the day for God. That's the day that you rest, right? Right. Keep thinking that. Did God tell you that himself? So did God come down and say, "Hey, I need you to rest on Sunday. Don't do nothing. Today's God's day. Rest on Sunday." He didn't tell you that. That's something that was something that was programmed in your brain from when you were small. I told that dude, I said, "Bro, you have zero chance of increasing your life if you work Monday through Sunday. If you work Monday through Friday, and you're taking your weekends off. Are you nuts? You're a 25-year-old dude. You have all the power and fire blood in the world to go create. You're at your prime age, and you're taking your weekends off, bro." I said, that's why you don't have more money, and you don't deserve more money. You don't deserve a goddamn thing.
So speaking of not having money, what was the best thing about being broke?
The best thing about being broke was when you eventually start making money, you remember the times that when you was broke. It's like when you're going 120 miles per hour, you don't feel it. But when you start off from zero and you start the acceleration, you feel it every step of the way. It's the acceleration to make money. This is why anybody who grows up and who has money, they're all fucked up. They all become like drug addicts, or they mess it up and this and that. Yep. Bro, the best part about being broke is you finally start making money. You can think about all the times when you didn't have nothing. I still, till this day, walk out to my garage. I'm like, "Bro, I don't know how the fuck you got this car, bro." I remember I used to go to the dealership. I used to walk dealerships and dream about having an Aston Martin or a Lambo and this and that. And now I just walk past it. I walk past it every day, and I hop in my other car because I drive my other cars. Yeah. I just hop past it and I walk past it every day. Best car literally on the lot. People tell me all the time. He said, "Hey, bro, you got the best car in this building." Well, I know. And I just walk past it all the time. And I was like, "Man, I can't believe I pulled this shit off, bro. I can't believe this shit, man." And I said that to myself. I said, "Man," I was like, "Bro, how the fuck did you get here, bro?"
So what's more important, to be rich or impactful? Which one would you go with?
You can become rich by being impactful, but you can also impact by being rich. Most people think that being rich is a selfish thing. This is why most people ain't doing it. This is why the reason why most people ain't going to be able to go make as much money as possible, because they selfish. They think that, oh, I don't need to be rich. I'm okay with my house in this neighborhood, my nice car, my nice job. Bro, it ain't about you.
Ain't about you. Damn.
It ain't about you.
It is not about
you. If
you
you were to go out there and start that business, and yeah, I get it. Let's say it take you 5 years to build the business, right? It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have some challenging days. You're gonna have some days you want to quit. You're gonna invest some money. You're gonna be stressed out. Your wife may leave you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But if you break through those hard times and you built this thriving business, think about all the people you're gonna help. Think about all the people you're gonna inspire. Think about all the people that's gonna be watching your Instagram if you flourish and be like, you know what? If that guy can do it, I can do it too. This is why most people never go for big success, because it's all about them. They don't give a fuck about nobody else. It's like, you know what? I don't need to make $1 million a year. I'm okay with $100,000 a year because I have enough to pay my bills. I have 2 cars. My girl has a car. I got a nice neighborhood. But they don't understand is, if you were making $1 million a year, in order to make $1 million a year, you got to be helping somebody around you. You don't make millions of dollars a year if you ain't helping somebody.
Solving no problems or something. Yeah.
I made the money that I made because of all those property owners that I helped, bro. All those people, man. Stacy Alexander, she'll probably never see this, but that was my first wholesale deal.
Stacy Alexander.
That lady was starting cancer treatment. She had 2 mortgages on the house. She was behind on both of them. The house was vacant and needed $70,000 in work. They were going to foreclose on the house. I came in and saved that lady, bro. I got that lady $20,000 in her pocket. She was able to move out of the house that she was in. She wasn't even staying in her own house. She was living with somebody. She was living with somebody, and she had to leave at the end of the month. So she was like, this is why when I got on the phone with her, she was ready. She was ready. She was like, Alex, I need help. She was like, I got this house. This is what I want to sell it with. This is what I need in my pocket. I need $20,000 in my pocket. I'm starting cancer treatment. And I remember being on the phone with her some nights and her crying and about the chemo and this and that. I helped that lady, bro. I helped that lady get $20,000 in the pocket. She was able to take some of that money, pay off her car note. She was able to get the apartment that she needed to move into. She was able to get furniture. She was able to do all this with the $20,000. And in return, I made money. And I've done that almost 100 times. And the money that I made today is all correlated with me helping somebody. People who make big money help people. It's that simple.
Right.
The homeless man on the street, he ain't helping nobody. That's why he on the street.
Yeah.
But if you think about the Fortune 500 CEO, he's helping thousands of people.
Right.
He's overseeing thousands of people. It's all about the law of polarity, bro. I talk about it. If it's all about you, then that's all you got is you. But if you helping a lot of people, God's gonna give you way more. You're gonna have way more resources. You're gonna have way more impact.
That's what I say. If you ain't, they be waiting. They be like, I
cooking,
only got
bro.
a little bit in my pocket. But it's like, listen, if you ain't gonna give when you ain't got it, you ain't gonna give when you do got it. It's that simple. You ain't got it, so you ain't gonna give it. But now you talking about because you got it now, you still gonna get. You the same person,
right?
You the same person. Yeah, man, that's crazy to think about, man. Alex, bro, man, thank you so much,
man.
Bro.
It's been a hell of a. Listen, I gotta dap you up, bro. We've been cooking this,
bro. I'm telling you, I'm just listening. I'm like, this is my first like real interview that I got to do on here, man. And I think we set like the bar for this, man. Like we set the bar for this. Like, I mean, needing you to bring in the creator. You need to create.
That's right.
We at the Creative Players, man. Like, yo, bro, this is amazing, man. And I just hope. I'm just praying that everything. I know everything going good on this computer end because I use it all the time. But I'm just like, bro.
I love it how it's switching back and forth. This thing is good. How you got it set up. This is a good setup.
Yeah, I'm gonna put y'all on, man. And this is Alex's first time, man. I'm bringing I def got to bring Alex back, man.
Absolutely.
I got to bring him back because
we got to wrap it up because we would talk all night, bro. We're
I
flowing,
wrote about
bro.
30, 40 things on here, and I probably touched about 6, 7 of them.
So we got to do another one.
Yeah, man. Go ahead if you want to plug anything you want, man.
Absolutely,
Tell them where
man.
to find
If you want to reach me, you can reach me on Instagram at Alex Enman. That's my full name. AlexMinman. is Alex Enman. You can DM me. I'm in my DMs 24/7. I check my DMs. I even wake up in the middle of the night to check my DMs. It's because I'm here to help people. And if you watch my content is all about becoming your best version of yourself. It's mindset, it's fitness, it's motivation, it's living your best life. I will teach you how to become the best version of yourself. I have 2 mentorships. I have what's called a mid-level and an elite level. My mid-level is where I teach you how to get your mindset and your body right. In order for you to build the foundation to be successful, it has to be a foundation of mindset. Anybody who's successful has a good mindset. Point blank period. I don't care who you are. You can't be negative and a negative Nancy and be a huge success. It just doesn't work that way. It's not conducive. So I'm going to help you build your mindset and your body with my basic mid-level. And then when you're ready and prepared, you come to my elite level, to where I teach you how to build a brand. I teach you how to make money in whatever field that you're in. So hit me for either 2 of those programs. And if you're not ready, you just want to watch my content obviously for free. You can hit me at any time. I answered all my DMs, and we can go from there. And hopefully I'll see you at the top.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So only thing we did not do is the creative players test. And that's because I didn't send it to you, because I wanted you to fill it out, the 33 homework. So I'm still going to fill it out. And
I'm coming back. So
you coming back. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
Absolutely.
We're gonna do that the next time, man.
That's
and
right.
It's gonna get better, man. I promise you. It literally took me about an hour to get this set up, because I'm like, it gotta be right. It
away.
gotta be perfect.
I'm loving this setup here.
Good, thank you. And now I know what to do. But yes, creative players, man. Appreciate y'all, man. If y'all just listen to this man talk this whole time and watch this whole episode, bro. If you wake up tomorrow and you sitting in that motherfucking bed, you going on Sunday talking about you resting today, you're fucking playing. You are not serious about what he talking about. And he done motivated me. Like, I'm like, man, I gotta reevaluate my number. I'm 68 or something right now. I'm about 68. I said, nah, he done put a fire into me tonight, man. So I appreciate you coming. Shout out Adam for setting this whole thing up. SOC, and that's university, right? SOC University. Shout out SOC University. But yeah, until next time, man. Tonight was great. This was a gift, dog. This is, like he said, he giving it to you, man. He ain't the people with a lot of folks create and they help other people out, and this was help, dog. This was a tutor. This was a free mentorship, dog. Like, imagine what you would get if you spend the money with this man and talk to him one-on-one. So hit his DM up. Thank y'all, creative players. There we go. And we out, man. Thank you, bro.
Took the roof off, no ceilings, gotta know. Took my heart out, no feelings, gotta know. Took the brakes off, no limits. Now I got the ball, I'ma travel, no pivot. Listen, tell me how you feel, cause I ain't got forever. Pick a side, run with God or hide with the devil. No example how to live, me myself a rebel. Been missing pieces to the puzzle, still coming together.